Hey crypto friends, for those of you who are new to my channel, my name's Garrett and welcome to Altcoin Radar. In today's educational trading video, you guys are going to learn all about how to day trade crypto with the RSI and Bollinger Band indicators and how you can incorporate them into your own strategy as well. Now, for those of you who are new to the channel, if you are interested in trading and would like to try out the same crypto exchange that I've been using for the last 4 years, feel free to go ahead and check out the MEXC exchange with the link in the video description down below. I personally love this exchange for two big reasons. The first one, I'm a huge altcoin nerd, as many of you guys know. They've got over 1,500 different altcoins for me to buy at any given time. Now, in addition to that, they do allow me to trade crypto futures as well. Now, for those of you who are in the United States, you will not be able to sign up on this exchange right now. Ever since the SEC started to sue all kinds of various exchanges for dumb reasons, a lot of these exchanges started to restrict United States users from being able to sign up. Hopefully that changes at some point in the future. The only reason I'm able to still use it is because I signed up 4 years ago without KYC. Therefore, I'm still in the system and I'm still able to use it. All right, guys. So, as we all know, day trading crypto requires a very strategic approach, okay? You cannot just go into trades blind and blatantly hope that you're going to win. Instead, you're going to need a strategy, and I talk about all kinds of super simple strategies and ideas here on my channel that people can use, all right? In fact, if you go to my channel and you go to the playlist section and go to technical analysis, I've literally got all kinds of different trading videos with different strategies that you can try or, just check out, all right? And I also have a little bit in my crypto trading tips playlist as well, all right? So I've got all kinds of different resources that you can use. Now, among the plethora of different types of tools available, the Relative Strength Index, or RSI, and Bollinger Bands stand out for their effectiveness in identifying potential entry and exit points. So, this short but valuable video, we're going to explore a few different ways that the RSI and Bollinger Bands can be utilized for successful day trading in the crypto world, all right? So, once you've got your chart open, all right, and you've got your indicators all set, so if you're not familiar, you go to indicators and you're just going to type in RSI and it's going to be the Relative Strength Index. You'll just click it and it'll add it to your chart. Now, for Bollinger Bands, you'll just type in Bollinger Bands, or you can just type in Bollinger and click the one that just says Bollinger Bands, all right, and it's going to add the Bollinger Bands right here on your chart, all right. Now, the first way that you can use these two indicators together is by trading the breakouts, okay? I'm personally a big fan of trading breakouts, so I mention it a lot in a lot of my videos like this, but basically you can wait for a breakout above the upper Bollinger Band. You can wait for a breakout above the upper Bollinger Band or below the lower Bollinger Band, and then you can confirm the breakout with the RSI, all right? For example, if the price breaks below the lower band and the RSI is below 30, it may suggest strong selling pressure, which could be optimal for selling, okay? Let me show you an example of how I would do this in this situation, okay? As far as a breakout is concerned. So as you guys can clearly see right here, we have got candles that are protruding way outside of the Bollinger Band here on the downside, all right, which pretty much tells you, okay, well, things are starting to look extremely bearish right now, and we may be due for a potential reversal soon. And you confirm it with the RSI as well, all right? And you can see in the RSI, we ended up protruding way below the 30 level, which means we are extremely oversold. So we've got oversold conditions here on the RSI, and we've also got oversold conditions here on the Bollinger Bands as well. That pretty much tells us, okay, very soon we are going to be, or at some point we are going to be reversing back to the upside and looking for some breathing room, all right? Which obviously if you were to have entered a trade right there and you were to buy in right there, you would have, and you would have held on to where it's at right now, you would have made a solid, 12% gain right there. But if you're trading the crypto futures market, if you were using like 10x leverage or something like that, I mean, you'd be roughly around like the 120 to 125% range, all right? So that is how you can make some pretty decent profits by using these two indicators. Together to look for potential breakouts and confirming your overall bias as well. All right. So it's important to keep in mind though, the one thing I want to mention here is it is important to keep in mind that you also want to pay attention to overall market sentiment here too, all right? If overall market sentiment is bullish and the price is dropping because of a minor correction, then this isn't something that you would want to sell because it may end up reversing back up. So it's important to always keep in mind of market sentiment, okay? Now, another way that you can use these two indicators together is by paying attention to the Bollinger Band squeeze, all right? Now, basically, when volatility is super duper low, the Bollinger Bands will get super narrow, okay? Which typically means a big move will eventually happen soon, and you can confirm this with the RSI as well. Now, knowing which way the move is going to happen, you really can't tell which way the move is going to happen. You just simply can't. I mean, you can have speculation, but I'll show you an idea here of speculation here, okay? As you guys can clearly see right in here, the bands ended up squeezing pretty tightly, all right? Which means a big move is going to eventually happen, and you can kind of see it in the RSI as well, all right? I'll show you an example. So, as you guys can clearly see here on the RSI, we ended up hitting neutral territory in the center, but we did not go higher, we did not go above it, we ended up rejecting it and going lower, all right? And then we ended up going back up, and we ended up rejecting that as well. And that right there is a clear-cut sign that, okay, well, the bands are squeezing. That is my first notification to myself that something big is going to happen soon. So I'm going to look at the RSI and see what the RSI is doing. Now, the RSI is also showing some weakness, so that must mean that this big move that's going to be happening is probably going to be to the downside, and that's exactly what happened. We ended up dropping here. Actually, we ended up dropping here and then dropping here, and yeah, you get the point. Let me see here. Is there a bullish example? Looking for a bullish example. I guess I could use this right here. So this is a good bullish example, all right? So as you guys can clearly see, the bands got extremely narrow, okay? But price action in the Bollinger Bands stayed, for the most part, stayed above the 20-period SMA here in the bands. So there you go. That's one first indicator right there that's going to tell you, okay, well, momentum is still pretty darn strong here, okay? Momentum is still pretty strong, and we may end up continuing to go back up. Now, you're going to look at the RSI for confirmation next. So when you look at the RSI for confirmation, you can see, yeah, we are riding the neutral territory line right in the center, but we are riding slightly above the neutral territory, which tells us that momentum is still pretty darn bullish. And that's exactly what happened, guys. We ended up continuing the momentum and continuing to go even higher, all right? So that is an example of both, a bullish and bearish scenario on how you can use the Bollinger Band squeeze to your advantage, all right? Now, the last way that you can use these two indicators together is by identifying overbought and oversold levels, okay? Basically, if the RSI is above 70, it signifies that conditions are overbought, and anything below 30 indicates oversold conditions, which you can clearly see right here in these two examples, all right? Basically right here, we were extremely overbought up here, as you guys can clearly see, and here's another good example right here. You can see on the RSI, we both protruded the 70 level on both instances here, and we ended up dropping shortly after those, okay? But keep in mind here, just because it does end up protruding above 70 levels and stuff like that, it does not mean that it's going to end up dropping right away, okay? So keep that in mind as well. The thing here is when you're looking for overbought and oversold conditions with the RSI, when the market is extremely bullish, it's pretty much going to stay in overbought territory for long periods of time before finally coming down, all right? So make sure you are paying attention to overall market sentiment as well, because there's a lot of times where it will literally sit in overbought territory for 1 week to 4 weeks at a time, all right, before finally starting to correct and go down, okay? So that is something you definitely need to keep in mind here, okay? This is why it's important to plan out your trades and to look at basically every possible angle and every possible scenario that could be happening here, okay? This is why you cannot just enter trades blind and not knowing what you're looking at, because if you do, you're probably going to end up losing, or you're probably going to end up missing out on something that you're not thinking of, and you're going to end up losing, okay? Now, To find overbought and oversold conditions with the Bollinger Bands, we already went through the RSI, but to find overbought and oversold conditions with the Bollinger Bands, basically if the candles go way above the upper band or way below the lower band, it basically indicates that, you know, we were in overbought or oversold territory, all right? Let me show you an example here. As you guys can clearly see here in this candlestick right here, we went way, way, way above the Bollinger Band. But that's actually not a very good example. Here's a better example. So you guys can clearly see here, this uptrend, we ended up being way outside of the Bollinger Band for, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, roughly 20 hours straight on 5 different 4-hour candles, all right? That tells you, okay, well, we are extremely overbought right now. We can expect a move to the downside at some point in time. And that is exactly what happened, all right? So that is how you can tell overbought and oversold levels with the Bollinger Bands, all right? So guys, day trading crypto with the RSI and Bollinger Bands provides an extremely powerful combination for identifying potential entry and exit points. And to be realistically honest with you, this currently, now I'm one of those traders where I'm always evolving and I'm always using different, I'm always using all kinds of different indicators and, you know, even just price action alone for figuring out what I'm going to end up doing. But that's the thing with being a crypto trader is you're always constantly evolving and you're always constantly doing things to better yourself, okay? But realistically, this is one of my personal favorite combinations to use in all kinds of different scenarios, all right? Just remember though, one thing you got to remember is that day trading involves risks, okay? And there are literally no guarantees for profit. But you want to be continuously learning. You want to have disciplined risk management and strategic adaptability because they are absolute keys to day trading the crypto market, okay? And as you integrate RSI and Bollinger Bands into your own strategy and stick to a structured strategy that works for you and your personality, you will soon start winning and feeling better about your trading abilities as well. The one thing you have to keep in mind here, guys, not every strategy is going to work for every person, okay? Every person has a different personality, which is why there are so many different trading strategies out there available for people to use. It's because everybody's got all kinds of different personalities. Not everything is going to work for everybody, okay? So it's up to you as a trader to educate yourself, figure out which type of strategy works best for you, and, you know, go from there. And continuously always be learning and always be evolving. If you seriously want to take trading seriously, that is what it's going to take, okay? Now, if any of you guys have any questions about anything that I mentioned in this video or anything that's related to altcoins or trading in general, feel free and go ahead and reach out to me in my free community Discord server, which you can find a link to in the description below this video. But other than that, you guys, that's going to pretty much do it for this one. So I will go ahead and wrap this video up. But before you guys leave, if you haven't already and you would like to, go ahead and make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a new crypto and altcoin video from me on a regular basis. And hey guys, with that said, thanks for watching.